Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I got some good news and bad news about Tropical Storm Rafael, as it looks like it's going to bypass Florida altogether and won't get hit. But one cruise port's not taking any chances, but there are some ships out there that have been affected and have to change their entire itinerary because of where the storm is developing right now. We also have the Scenic Eclipse being rushed to Texas for emergency repairs for something that's, I think, is one of the most serious repairs I've ever heard of. And then we have the Symphony of the Seas that was having a Halloween party. And yeah, that party set off the sprinkler system in the ship. And one more thing, if you think Carnival is gonna start backing away from the cruise ducks on the ship, well, I think you're in for a rude awakening, because look what's coming to Carnival. So Tropical Storm Rafael, which is heading down the west coast of Florida, not expected to hit Florida. It's expected to carry on up and perhaps weaken before it actually hits landfall. Fingers crossed that happens. But the port of Tampa, which has been really hit hard lately by the last two hurricanes just last month, well, it's not taking any chances. It's already changed its designation to Whiskey, which is in preparedness for in case that tropical storm turns a little bit more eastward and heads into Florida. So they're not taking any chances. The cruise port's not closed. It's still opening, but there are cruise ships affected, many of them that were sailing to Jamaica or the Cayman Islands, like the MSC Seascape, which I'm heading to on Friday. She's had to change her itineraries, and she's now up in Mexico, not going into the direction she was supposed to. Out of an abundance of caution, that is where the storm is developing, and they want to stay clear and give the guests as smooth a ride as possible. And I'm all for that, because you don't want to ever be in rough seas. Although people will say right away, well, Jamaica was the main reason I wanted to take this cruise. We deserve our money back. Yet if we would head into the storm, the cruise lines go into the storm, they would say, why would they go into the storm? That was a bad choice. They're taking a risk with our lives. We want our money back, right? There's a no-win situation for cruise lines in this situation, other than to keep passengers safe and do their best. And I'm glad to see the captain he's the one who made the call, and he's changing the ship's direction. Makes me feel very confident in the captain and the ship's ability to keep us safe if that storm's still in the area when we get there on the weekend. Speaking of things going wrong, well, a fog machine on the Symphony of the Seas set off the sprinklers and just did a deluge into the middle, soaking places like where you fill out for your shore excursions and all it was just a downpour. It happened around 10:30 at night, and you're saying to yourself, well, why a fog machine? Why would they put a fog machine in the middle of... Well, it was Halloween, folks, and fog machines give you that little eerie touch in an area that wasn't made for fog machines. In the theater, they're set up for fog machines, right? But not necessarily in a piazza like on Princess, or in, where they happen to have this one on the Symphony of the Seas. And by the next morning, though, there was very little evidence that anything had actually happened, other than a few fans that were still facing on the carpet, drying off a few places, but the actual area was up and running once again for guests. Just goes to show you, best laid plans doesn't always happen, doesn't always work out the way you had it planned. Speaking of not working out the way you had it planned, we have the Scenic Eclipse. Now, the Scenic Eclipse is an expedition cruise ship. It goes up into Antarctica. It's a smaller ship. It's a luxury ship. It goes into places where those big ships just can't go. Well, she's been rushed to Texas because she has an upcoming adventures going up into the Antarctic. Well, she has to replace an azipod, which is the big directional propellers that are under the ship that actually rotate and turn the ship in the direction that they want it to go. It's very good for maneuvering compared to just the old propellers that used to be fixed propeller attachments. These make those ships just be able to spin on a dime and have greater control. But the ship was launched in 2019 and has to replace, not just repair, they're replacing the whole thing. A new one is being flown in from Europe into Texas, and as you can imagine, replacing something this size is no small feat. But they're confident that they'll be able to get this ship up and running in time for the Antarctic trips and expeditions that are going on. It was supposed to be sailing right now, and it's not. Yeah, so let's hope they get those repairs up and running. They say they're scheduled and the crew are all set to go. As soon as it arrives, they think they will have this up and running in time for those really, not only dream vacations sometimes, bucket list cruise to Antarctica on an expedition ship. Those are bucket list cruises. I'd hate to see them canceled for any reason, but if you're on the scenic eclipse and you're going there, you might want to keep an eye out for that. Next, we have Carnival Cruise Line and those dang cruise ducks that people seem to just want to complain about lately, or they want to say, yeah, we love the ducks, this is something we love to do, but let me tell you why they're not going away anytime soon. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the storms that could be affecting your cruise, from the breakdowns that could be affecting your cruise, to the new things coming on your cruise, to new experiences like, have you ever stayed on the MSC Yacht Club? I'm doing it for the very first time this weekend, and I'll let you all know exactly what kind of experience that elevated ship within a ship is on a cruise ship. So looking forward to that. I hope you'll join us. It doesn't cost anything to hit that like and subscribe button, but when you do, it really tells YouTube, hey, people like cruising videos, let's share it to more people, and that's how the channel grows. And again, really do appreciate it. Okay, cruise ducks. Well, just recently, John Hill put another poll out there saying, do you think ducks are getting out of hand, or, oh, I really love the ducks and this is your choice? And still, most people are saying they love the ducks, but there are those people out there who complain about the cruise ducks because they say they're everywhere, they're an epidemic. Well, I just did my 180th cruise, and I've seen maybe 5 ducks in the last 2 years. And you know how much I cruise. So I don't know if it's maybe just a Carnival thing now, because I've been on Royal, Celebrity, Holland America, MSC, Princess. I've been on all these cruise lines and I haven't seen them. So maybe it's a Carnival thing. But if you think Carnival is going to get away and cancel the cruise ducks, well, let me introduce you to their new mascot. He's called Ducky. And does he remind you of anything? He's based on the cruise ducks on Carnival. So if you were kind of hoping that the cruise ducks thing was going to go away on Carnival, I think you have another thing coming, because if they're making a mascot called Ducky, the cruise ducks are here to stay. Well, let me know in the comments down below. Are you surprised Carnival is kind of doubling down on the cruise ducks? Would you like to see the ducks disappear? Or do you have, in all the problems in the world, this is definitely not one we have to worry about? Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.